everyone, it's Maki here. The release of the movie Gundam SEED FREEDOM is just around the corner. Today, I'd like to casually discuss elements to look out for when watching the movie. These elements are not only pertinent to this movie, but are also worth noting when watching past Gundam series. This time, instead of focusing on the mobile suits, I'll be talking about the human characters. Yoshiyuki Tomino, the director of the original Gundam, placed significant importance on the eyes. He paid close attention to the acting and roles assigned to the characters' eyes. In Gundam Formula 91, he even adjusted the size of the mobile suits so that the faces of the pilots and the mobile suits could be displayed on the screen simultaneously. Moreover, the staff responsible for producing the Gundam series often incorporate elements created by Yoshiyuki Tomino into their own works. This is akin to how contemporary musicians might adopt the techniques of composers like Bach or Mozart, interpreting them in their own unique way to include in their compositions. Sometimes they directly imitate the direction, while at other times they extract certain elements and arrange them in their own style. For instance, in the SEED series, the use of the barrier by Akatsuki is a direct imitation of the barrier used by the new Gundam in Shell's counterattack, which is easily recognizable at first glance. Another example is the scene where the battleship Minerva attempts to destroy Junior 7 falling towards Earth through bombardment. In Shell's counterattack, there is a scene where Bright Nor, the captain of the battleship Rock Halem, recklessly suggests using the hull of the ship to push the meteorite away, only to be stopped by his subordinates. Minerva executes a strategy of entering the atmosphere alongside the falling massive rock mass and destroying it with a positron cannon. The development where a massive structure is successfully split into two, but one of the pieces falls to Earth, is a scenario depicted similarly in both Shell's counterattack and Sea Destiny. In Shell's counterattack, a scene depicts a meteorite enveloped in a warm light drifting away from Earth, painting and ending that hints at a faint hope for the future. In contrast, Sea Destiny portrays flame-swept rocks plummeting to Earth, taking many lives and dragging the world back into the history of war. Such direction can also be considered as contrasting productions resulting from extracting elements and incorporating them into one's work, after arranging them by the creator. Let's examine a scene where Yoshiyuki Tomino used eyes in his direction. This is depicted in the original Gundam, focusing on Shaozo, the rival of the protagonist, Amaro. Sha's father was killed by the Zombie family, who governed the Principality of Xi'an. In the world of the story, various speculations swirl around the father's death, and even the settings prepared in the real world don't definitively conclude it was the act of the Zombie family. However, at the very least, Sha believes that it was the Zombie family who killed his father. Therefore, Sha first associates Game Zombie. He didn't kill Game directly, but caused his death through an intentional tactical mistake. Sha had achieved his revenge, but he was also filled with sorrow. For Sha, Game was also a dear friend. They spent a lot of time together, and Sha cherished him as a trusted friend. Still, Sha's determination to avenge his father's death surpassed their friendship. Despite the pain in his heart, Sha caused Game's death in battle. Just before Game's death, Sha has a conversation with him. After discussing their trust and promising cooperation, Sha's eyes sinisterly gleam. It's the moment Sha's heart is prepared for revenge. His left eye glows while his right eye remains hidden under a towel. After Gamma's death, while listening to Giren's obvious speech, Shao spends his time in solitude. To Giren's speech asking, "Why did Gamma die?" Shao coldly responds because he was a boy. However, at this moment, Shao hides his eyes with sunglasses and adopts a posture as if hunching his back. If revenge had been accomplished, it would be natural to show a bright and clear expression. However, Shao also carried the sorrow of having taken the life of a dear friend in his heart. Similar expressions are also found in SEED. Patrick Zar is the chairman of the Plant Supreme Council and the Supreme Commander of the Soft Forces. Patrick and Sigel Klein, who steps down as chairman of the Supreme Council, could be called good friends. The story depicts many political ideological conflicts, but in the past, they were close friends who fought together to protect coordinators and Plant. Patrick and Sigel were the central figures who organized the political society called the Zodiac Alliance, later transforming into the Soft Forces, demanding autonomous rights and free trade rights for Plant against the Earth Alliance. In the TV anime, there is a scene where the two discuss in front of Evidence 01. Here, differences in opinions are portrayed, yet they still engage in a serious conversation. If they truly despised each other, such a dialogue would not be depicted. The relationship would end by ignoring each other. Towards the end of the story, Sigel Klein is killed under the suspicion of national treason. Upon receiving the report from his subordinate, Patrick closes his eyes and turns his face away. If the intention was to depict a ruthless leader, it would suffice to show him receiving the report calmly without changing his expression at all. That would also simplify the production staff's work. Yet, the action of closing the eyes and turning the face away from the subordinate was deliberately portrayed. In this scene, Patrick felt not only the realization of his solidified power, but also the sorrow of having taken the life of his close friend. Just as Shao hid his eyes with sunglasses, Patrick hid his eyes by closing his eyelids and turning his face away. Of course, I should note that my personal interpretation is significantly involved in this explanation. Even in this small scene, the direction created by Yoshiyuki Tomino is inherited. In the SEED series, the use of eyes in expression is also an important element that is passed down. From the days of the TV anime, viewers are familiar with the idea that the person's eyes change when the SEED ability is activated. Even in SEED Freedom, many scenes in the promotional videos emphasize the importance of eyes. The first promotional video also features an impressive depiction of Lois Klein's eyes, looking surprised. In the second promotional video, the depiction of Kira Yamato's eyes glowing red sparked a lot of discussion among fans. Many wondered if this indicated a negative influence on Kira's mind. In the most recent promotional video, there is a depiction of red aiming lasers surrounding the rising Freedom Gundam. It's possible that the red color is merely a reflection caused by the aiming lasers concentrating on the camera of the rising Freedom Gundam. In the fifth promotional video, Lois's eyes when confronting Luffy resemble the impression of her eyes when the SEED ability is activated. Additionally, there is a depiction of Luffy growling intensely at Kira Yamato. The use of eyes as an expression is likely to be an important element in the movie as well. Just as Shao's eyes were used to indicate that his spoken words and true intentions were different, there might be scenes where the emotions conveyed by the lion's facial expressions and eyes differ. In one of the promotional videos, category your author also speaks of the duality of things. Perhaps her words could also apply to the use of eyes in expression. When the movie is released, let's pay attention to the expressions involving eyes. Until then, see you in the next program.